Friday, sponsored by Window World Auto Buyers and ARH. Here we go. Fabulous Football Friday, Week 4 edition, and we have a historic one for you guys tonight. Many headlines and a couple breaking records and one historic ending to a rivalry that had a long time coming, and that is where we're going to begin. But first, let's bring in my guy, Matt Rainier. Matt, we were both out there all day today in Bluefield. What an incredible scene that was.
Absolutely, a historic rivalry. Unfortunately, it's coming to an end, at least for now anyway. We'll see in the future, but still, if we have any, with the history that rivalry has, it should be a great game today.
No doubt about it. And talk about history making. Matt has something on that later on, talking about a player and what he did.
Do.
But let's start with it. We've been talking about it all week. It's our game of the week, sponsored by C. Adam Tony Tire Pros, and it is two teams that know each other very well. It's the 80th meeting between these two teams. The Flying Eagles of Woodrow Wilson taking on the Beavers of Bluefield at Mitchell Stadium. Let's go out to Mitchell Stadium, where the War Drums were beating tonight, all night long, for the latest battle in this historic matchup between Bluefield and Woodrow Wilson, possibly for the last time ever. And if this is it, it is hard to imagine a better ending. Woodrow with the ball first. They try to get the run game going, and you'll hear this a lot. Bluefield's defense stands tall, forcing the punt. Bluefield gets it, and we've been talking about it all season. That short passing game. Max Simpson connects with Pax Calhoun for the first down. But the Woodrow's defense is good too. The run blitz right here blows up the play and stops the runner's progress, and they force a punt. So Woodrow is going to prove that they can pass the ball too. Gage Price rolls out and connects with Preston Clary, and he's going to break a few tackles on his way for a big gain, dodging left and right. Then the pass game opens up the run game for Gage Burdett, who's had a great season so far. He rumbles around the right end, and that's another big gain for the Flying Eagles. Woodrow is driving. A few plays later, Burdett caps it off, plowing across the line for a score, carrying a defender. Woodrow draws first blood. You know who's not going to go down without a fight? Bluefield. They go back to the pass game immediately. Simpson, Calhoun, wide open. Touchdown all the way to the distance. And it's rocking and rolling at Mitchell Stadium. But Woodrow's going to drive right back down the field. That's a big run by Burdett, all the way up the middle to the 1. Then it's put it in the Price's hand. Quarterback Gage Price, who does a keeper, and he takes it in himself untouched. The Flying Eagles are back on top, but Bluefield comes right back, this time with killer speed in the run game. Look at Willis Wilson taking it deep into Woodrow territory. Looked like he was going to go to the house, but gets dragged down. A few plays later, it's the power run game for Bluefield. Jeremiah Jones punches it in. Look at this game, all tied up at 14. The next drives for both teams ends in punts. The offense slows down a little bit, but Woodrow's special team unit turns one of those punts into points. A.J. Thomas fields the punt and takes it all the way. This man can do it all. He plays defense, he catches passes, and he does it in the special teams, following his guys up the sideline. Bluefield needs an answer, and they're going to get one. Once again, leaning on the pass game. That's Jordan Hess with the big boy run after the catch. And one more time for the passing game. That is how it goes. Jaleel Jones making the catch all alone, and nobody's going to catch him. He takes it all the way for the touchdown, and Bluefield riding that pass game all the way to an unbelievable upset, 34-28. Matt,
wow.
This is huge for Bluefield. This is a double-A team beating a Class 4A team. You can bookmark Bluefield's spot in the playoffs now because of that. I know it's week 4 and that sounds crazy, but that's how big this is.
Absolutely. It's a huge win for them, but it's also a huge loss for Woodrow Wilson. Like you mentioned, it's a lot of points for Bluefield since they won. That's going to take a huge hit against Woodrow Wilson, the fact that they lost this game. It'll be interesting to see if they can recover, especially since they lost to Greenbrier East earlier this season.
Yeah, you're spot on, and that right there is why this rivalry is not going to be played anymore, because it really does nothing for Bluefield, only hurts them, and boy, did it hurt them this time. What do you have over there?
Absolutely. Well, we have another good matchup for you just a little bit north of there in Pikeview. They were taking on Westside, so let's go out, Caleb. Let's roll the tape. Pikeview Panthers hosting the Westside Renegades. Opening kickoff here for the Panthers. It's going to be Peyton Mounts. You'll see him. Ball rolls almost all the way to the end zone, but Mounts picks it up. He finds a hole, and now he is off to the races. He's got a convoy. The sun is shining on him, and he outraces everybody. Touchdown. They go for 2, and they get it. Great start for the Panthers, 8-0 to start things off. But the Renegades, they got an answer. A touchdown run here by Cooper Hatfield. They also go for 2, and we are all tied up at 8 apiece. Later on in the contest, it was Braden Waldron making magic happen. You'll see him rolling around, has to throw one up, chucking up a prayer, and he's got one. Cameron Perry hauls it in. The Renegades have the lead. A great catch, leaping, climbing the ladder, celebrating with his team. And now Waldron, it's 4th down, final seconds of the half, goes for the end zone, and he's got it. It's Braxton Waldron there for the touchdown, 24-8 at halftime. Strong start for the Renegades. Can they keep it going? Well, we're going to move on to the second half, and the Renegades, they picked it up right where they left off, or should I say they left it running off. That's Devin Sanders, and he is gone, blazing past everyone. It's another touchdown. They go for 2 again, 32-8. They went for 2 on almost every touchdown this game. Now, both teams would tack on a couple more touchdowns, as you can see here, including this one here for Pikeview. They would go on to score. That was Peyton Mounts once again, and the Renegades would get another one, going on to win 38-22.
Wow, what a win that is. That is a huge win. Pikeview was 2-0. They were in the top 11 of the Class AA rankings. I'm very surprised by that one, but I will say, very impressed with Waldron there. That is really incredible. Last year, Matt, you weren't here, but Caden Vance was the quarterback of Westside, and he was outstanding. He took them to the playoffs. Waldron is a freshman coming into his own, and he is looking really good early.
Absolutely. Really big for him stepping up. He had 2 big touchdown passes, like you mentioned, including that one on 4th down, back of the end zone. It was an incredible job for him, and really, I'm really surprised by this, just because we mentioned Pikeview, 2-0 to start things off, a tough loss for them, but I think this is a good chance for them to kind of regroup themselves, realize, all right, we're not invincible, let's go back to the drawing board and see how we can get better as we go on later in the season. But Westside, really good win for them.
Absolutely, and it's only one loss. Pikeview can bounce back. We are just getting started here on Week 4 edition of Fabulous Football Friday. Wait till you see what happened last night. It was outstanding. Plus, Oak Hill off a loss to Princeton. How do they bounce back? And Greenbrier West and Independence are in action as well. All of that coming up. Do not go anywhere.